So Marlon get home with his boat in tow. When he got there, it was not a boat like I like envisioned, like a boat. It was a little canoe. He got a canoe, not a boat. But he was so excited to pull it off the back of the truck and like haul it to the back. Man, we got back there. He was just like, baby, look, I'm gonna figure out how to build me a motor and I'm gonna put that thing on the water. I'm gonna take the boys out there. We're gonna learn how to fish. I got some fish rods. I'm like, oh, I already know how to fish. You could probably help me teach the boys how to fish, but I already know how to fish. So yeah. He was like, but don't, just wait till I get you out there on the boat, baby. I'm just like, well, I'm a little scared. That boat kind of tiny, You trying to get on that water? We ain't got no life vest. So I don't know about all that. And I'm getting bigger because at that time I was gaining weight. Like I was at 1.134, but by the time me and Marlon moved into that house, I was creeping up to the 170s. So it's like I was packing on some weight, but it was happy weight. It was just like one of those like, I'm happy. So, but Marlon was just like, I look good. So I just rolled with it because he said I look good. So I guess I look good. Whatever. So around this time, I'm still trying to get everything acclimated in the house. I get everything set up, everything decorated, make it feel like homey. Because to me, I'm just like, ooh, I got a project. Like this is something I'm doing. I ain't got to worry about Marlon taking this from me because it's just like, and I'm just like, I can make this house a home because like, yo, it felt so good to just have a house. I don't know. It just, even though we was renting it and the rent was 2,000 a month. The rent was 2,000 a month. And how me and Marlon had it set up, we paid half. I gave him 1,000. He paid 1,000. I know y'all probably just saying, well, shit, you should have just stayed in your apartment. They was only going up $100 if you sending him $1,000 anyway for rent. Yeah, but I love that house. I fell in love with that house. So it was just like, I felt like that $1,000 was, it was good. So we split the rent. I paid for the Wi-Fi and Marlon's car payment. Marlon paid for the car insurance. I mainly bought the groceries because I did most of the cooking, and I ain't like the way Marlon grocery shop. He ain't grocery shop like me, so it's just like I mainly went grocery shopping. But if we was running low on groceries, I would send Marlon to the grocery store. So groceries was kind of like split, but that's how it worked, and it worked. So now we're coming up on Labor Day weekend. And this is the first time that I'm supposed to have Carter. Ever since the whole custody thing changed, this is my first weekend with Carter since then because I wasn't able to get him the last week of July like I was supposed to because of the whole like Terry filing for the restraining order type thing. So I'm just like, look, I'm going to get him regardless because the defects case, they had finally just closed up the case. They did the forensic search on Carter and everything. It came back nothing. It came back like the investigation on me came back nothing. So they finally had closed up the case. And before they closed up the case, I asked the defects worker. I was just like, is he supposed to do this? Is this how it goes? If he filed emergency custody, he can like void the one that's already signed. And she was just like, no, he cannot do that. The one that's signed is the one that y'all go by. You cannot go by the one that he tried to file in unless the judge signed off on it. And I'm just like, that means I could have took him to Disney World with me this whole entire time had I just fought a little bit harder. But I just knew that he was gonna make it difficult some way, and I didn't want to take the other kids through that. So it's just like, if only I would have fought a little bit harder, I would have been able to take Carter with us to Disney. So I was just like kicking myself in the ass for that. So for the Labor Day weekend come up, I text Terry. He was just like, no, you're not getting Carter till after here. And I was like, well, per our agreement, I get him on all federal holidays, and any time that school is out, I have Carter. So no, I am getting him. The judge didn't sign off on that. We still got to go to court. So that is not court order. What the judge signed off on is court order. So I did my little back and forth with him about that, because he was trying to tell me how I was wrong, and I was trying to tell him like, no, motherfucker, I ain't talk to your goddamn lawyer. Your lawyer can tell you da 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 da. And then he ended up talking to his lawyer and then telling me like, okay, well, yeah, you can get him. I'm like, all right, boom, I'm supposed to get him anyway. So around that time, the area that I was in was having like this storm brewing. I forgot which storm it was, but we had a storm. And on Monday, so the school was already going to be closed on Thursday and Friday for this holiday. It's already going to be closed. So on Monday, they issued like this little warning, the tropical storm warning or something like that with the schools. So they had said that the schools were going to be closed for virtual learning the following day. Students are not supposed to report to school. They're going to be doing virtual learning. And I was just like, oh shit. According to the custody agreement, whenever school is out, I get Carter. So that means I get Carter. So I'm just like, oh shit, I'm gonna go get Carter. Like they getting out of school early, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna just get Carter, because it's supposed to be my time to have Carter. Because I'm like, I know Terry's gonna make it an issue, so I'm gonna go to the school. So I go back in my office because I'm at work. I go in my office. I call Terry. He didn't answer the phone because I was calling to let him know that I was going to pick up Carter from school anyway, pick him up early from school. He didn't answer, so I'm like, all right. So my coworker Talasia was like, where you going? I was like, I'm finna go to the school and pick up Carter. She was like, his dad gonna let you pick him up? I'm like, he ain't answer the phone, so I'm finna go to the school and pick him up. She's like, I'm riding with you just in case some shit pop off. I'm like, all right, cool. We got in the car, go to the school. We get to the school, I show my ID, say I'm here to pick up Carter, this and that. And they go and they get Carter. Carter came out with his teacher, and as soon as Carter saw me, he ran to me and gave me a hug. Was like, Mom, I missed you. I was like, I missed you too, buddy. And I'm hugging him, and this teacher just smiling, and I introduced myself, because this is my first time like seeing her, face to face or whatever. We normally just talked over the Class Dojo apps, but this is my first time actually seeing her face to face. So she was just like, hey, because it's the start of a new school year. I forgot to mention that, because I know that following school year I went with Terry for the first day of school, but not this school year. So this was the start of a new school year. So that's why she hadn't seen me face to face. So I introduced myself. She went over his e-learning assignments that she wanted them to do, while school was over and this and that. And that was that, getting in the car. When we got in the car, Talasia was just like, did they give you any issues? I'm like, none whatsoever. I said I was here for Carter, showed him my ID. He came in, and as soon as I saw him, he ran to me and was like, hey, Mom. And, that was that. She was like, all right, okay, good. She was like, Carter, you got your phone? Carter's like, yes. And I looked at her. She was just like, you need to take his location off his phone. I'm like, take his location off his phone? She's like, don't his dad got his location? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, we going back to the job, ain't we? You ain't talked to his dad. His dad don't know you got him. He gonna know his location. You need to take his location off his phone. I'm like, how do I do that? Because like I said at the time, I had an Android. Didn't know how to operate an iPhone at all. It's like, it's always been Samsung for me. So Talasia got Carter's phone, and she took his location off. She was like, look, this way, I'm going to do it this way so that he don't get an alert that, he's been removed from seeing Carter's location. So he won't know what's going on until he pull up the app and see that he can't see his location. I was like, all right, cool. So we end up going to the job. We get to the job. I send Carter upstairs or whatever not, and I'm working, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh shoot, it's getting close to 3 o'clock. I still have not spoken to Terry. Let me call him before he tries to go pick up Carter from school and let him know that I got Carter. So I text him. I was like, hey, so per our custody agreement, I'm supposed to get Carter for, Labor Day when they get out on Thursday. But since the school is out, that means I get Carter today. So I just wanted to let you know that I already picked Carter up from school. And Terry texted me literally 30 seconds after I sent that message. He texted me back, no, that's not the custody agreement. You are not supposed to have Carter, Kiana.